It's Oklahoma Archery, everything archery based out of Oklahoma for Oklahomans. Let's get it started. Hello, everybody. I'm David Bosca, and this is the Oklahoma Archery Podcast.
I'm Neil Cooley, and with us today, we got Sylvester Cooper. He is your 2026 winner of the Tom Thomas Memorial, hosted up at Tulsa Archery, and we wanted to talk to him about shooting indoor archery. How you doing, Sly?
I'm doing pretty good, Neil. How are you?
Man, it's indoor season, so I'm miserable, and most everybody else is. You're enjoying it, though, so that's, what's important.
Oh, yeah. Indoor is my favorite, man. I mean, I enjoy shooting 3D, but it's not my favorite just because I have trouble seeing the spots.
Sly, start off. Let's tell everyone just what equipment you got going.
Well, right now I'm shooting a Darton Exodus short draw, and then I'm shooting it with Black Eagle 27s, and yeah, it's been working out pretty good.
How much in the nose? What spine? What vein?
Well, I'm running 300 spine, and I have 225 up front. So, and I got the, I'm not the arrow guru. I always go to people who knows a lot more than I do. Like Dave, I talk to Dave a lot about, what should I do and stuff like that. What's because he's been shooting a lot longer than I have. So I like people who know more than I do to point me in the right direction.
Sly, I got a really deep thought question here that I want you to dive right into. Put some thought into it, but what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Man, that's a tough question. But if I had to go with it, man, butter pecan.
Butter pecan.
Yeah, butter pecan.
Okay.
I mean,
you like it?
My wife, she'll buy it, and I get the half gallons, and so she knows that's just have to be mine. I don't like to share my butter pecan. I do not want to share it.
You don't want to come home thinking there's half a container of it and there's only 3 bites left.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's not cool, man.
Man, I can eat almost the half gallon from Brahms, almost in one sitting. It's bad.
Oh, you're a cone or a cup guy?
Man, I'm the right out of it.
Right out of it. There you go. You go. That'll work every time. Well, all right. We had shot league last night. It was not great for a couple of us. Some folks had some great shooting and everything, but let's step back a week from tomorrow. Let's go up to Sperry, Oklahoma, and let's talk about that shoot. Neil?
Well, it's the Tom Thomas Memorial. If anybody ever met Tom, he was a great dude. He would be out there early at the range, and they have an old wood burning stove. He'd have that thing going in the middle of the afternoon, hang out all day, wait for people to show up. And he was a little older, so he might be in bed by 9 or 10 o'clock, but he'd spend probably from noon till 8, about 8 hours a day out at the Tulsa Archery range. And he was just that guy at the range that was like the glue guy in basketball. Like he just kept everything together, kept everybody there, running the show. He was a great dude. We missed him a whole bunch out there. And every New Year's Day, we have the Tom Thomas Memorial. It's a Vegas 3-spot, but instead of shooting 10 ends, you shoot 12 ends. So essentially a 360 round. And Sly came up there. I think he's won every year he's been there. So you probably won it 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And he had him a good day. We had some good competition there. I mean, we had Nate McMurtry come on up there. We had Lawson Vett come up there. Dakota Lewis ended up 4th. He was shooting a bowhunter setup. He only dropped 3 points on 12 ends, shooting no lens and short bars. So I mean, it's got a good it's got a good kind of feel to it. It's always a holiday, so everybody's off. Most people are off work. I assume most of the world shuts down on New Year's Day. I don't know any different. But it was a good turnout. I think they had 41, 42 people come up and shoot it, if I remember seeing that correctly. And they run 3 lines, a 9, a noon, and a 3. So, if you want to get up early and drive, 9 a.m. is for you. If you want to sleep in like some people, 3 o'clock works. I think Sly was waiting to see who cleaned it so he could purposely feel a little bit of that pressure little bit of that competition on the line. Kind of gets the nerves going a little bit. So yeah, it was it was another good turnout of it. I know a lot of the people there, never got to meet Tom Thomas, but he was a real special dude. If you got to know him, he was a barrel of laughs.
So one thing about that shoot though, so the wood burning stove, every year that we went there, we had to use it. It's cold. This is the first year, like it was hot. They had it going, and like I'm bald headed, and I was like, man, we have to open the door or something because it got hot. I like, man, like either I was just nervous or it was hot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Years ago, Sly, before they added on to that building, I remember going in there for a weekend type shoot, and they had a vending machine. You used to have to put quarters in and slide it in to make it start for the blower to come on. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Making money both ways.
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, is it really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's still there. They got a bucket of quarters in there. Yeah, you can bring them and get it, because I mean it'll be hot, but it's not going to circulate it down the range any. So you're going to go pull your arrows and shiver, and then come back and it's pretty warm by the shooting line. So it's a good little indoor. It's kind of cozy. It's really not a big open kind of indoor space. It's just kind of a shaped like a shotgun building, just long and narrow all the way down. I think it's 10, maybe 11 lanes wide at the most. So they can run 20 per line probably, I think. I mean, it's
like, tell us about your shoot. Was you shooting first or second on your bail?
I started with bottom because I've been struggling with shooting the bottom bail for some reason. I'm just having trouble getting to go off. So I decided to start on bottom this time. This is the first year they allow us to choose our spots. Years past, they always chose our spots for us. So I chose the bottom, and start off, it was the first 3 inches was scary. And I did probably the top 5 scariest thing in my life. So
I was going to get to that. Yes.
So I'm sitting there, and I don't know, I was seeing something in my peep. I just couldn't see the target. So I said, man, I'd rather let down. So I let down the first time because I couldn't see. Drew my bow back again. Still couldn't get a good sight picture. And I was like, man, either that or I was just nervous. So I let down again. So I let down twice in one end. I looked up at the clock, 30 seconds. I mean, so I had 30 seconds to shoot 2 arrows. I mean, at least top 5 things I did in my life. Scariest things. So in my head, I said, either I'm just gonna shoot one and walk off, because there's no way, because my shot process is 14 seconds average. And I knew, and then when I get under pressure, it goes to maybe 15, 16 seconds. And so there's no way I could get this to go off. So I drew my bow back, and the first one I was like just shaking. And so I got that shot to go off, and then I had Nate right behind me. So I said, hey, Nate, count me down so I know where I'm at. And so I knew I couldn't draw the way I draw all the time. So I drew like this, and then brought the bow up. And then when I got it up, he said 7 seconds. I didn't know what to do. So I put the dot in the middle of what I thought it was my target, and I just rotated it, and it went off. I mean, almost inside out X. And I said, I hope that's my target. But it was scary.
So they traditionally they'd given you 2.5 minutes, and so all week Sly's like, man, I love Tulsa. I'm not rushed. They give us all the time. And somebody told them, it's like, hey guys, Vegas changed from 2.5 minutes to 2 minutes like a half a decade ago, and y'all need to get with the times. So they updated their timer to 2 minutes, and Sly rolls up thinking he's got all day and a half to break a shot. And it's 2-minute timer. And I was like, oh, my bad, dude. I should have told you they've got with the time, because Vegas used to be 2.5 minutes not that long ago. So they're not, way far in the past. But somebody finally let them know. I guess nobody's gone out there that told them that they took 30 seconds from you.
That extra 30 seconds, though, I mean, that's one reason I like that tournament, because it was a good practice. And the extra 30 seconds calms you down. Like, I don't know what it is. Yeah. And then when I got there and I seen 2 minutes, I said, hey, whoa, we're missing 30 seconds. They're like, no, that's what Vegas is. And then they come out and says, well, Lawson didn't have an issue with that. I said, oh, okay. I said, okay. And they said, well, he shot. I said, don't. So I didn't know what anybody shot. I didn't ask because I don't. That's not my. I didn't ask what he shot. So or what anybody shot. So at the time, if anybody was going to shoot good behind me, it would have been Nate. And so, but unfortunately, he didn't have the best round, but he's a really good shooter though. So,
well, traveling up to the shoot and everything, who'd you roll with?
Man, we got the gang back. Got the gang. So when I moved back to Oklahoma in 2017, myself, Sean and Michael, and my brother Antoine, we traveled everywhere. We were like the three amigos. And so I was like, cool. I was excited because I didn't have to drive. I always drive. So I didn't have to drive. So we had Antoine and Sean up front, and they were talking. And well, I had to sit in the back because the way we put the bows in the car, I risked my life because we had to put the bows in the car, and I was a skinnier one. So I had to sit in the back, but I couldn't button my seat. I couldn't buckle my seatbelt because the bows is in the way. So I risked my life for our bows to get there safe.
Why don't you just put them in the back of the truck?
Well, I didn't want to slide down because the way Sean drives, man, his car is fast and he drives crazy. I didn't want to put it back there, and so I wanted to go. I don't know, maybe I don't know, mental stuff. So I wanted to be safe when he got there. So Antoine and Sean was in the front. They know a lot about cars. I know about. I put it in drive, it goes forward. I put it in reverse, it goes backward. Put it in reverse, it stops. But they were talking about cars the whole time. I said, well, they excluded me out the conversation, so I went to sleep. So I was well rested for the shoot.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I loved it.
I love getting somebody else to drive and falling asleep about halfway through. We're like, now if my snoring bothers you, feel free to turn the radio up.
Yeah, we did that one time coming back from Rushmore. You were sick. Remember that?
Yeah, the first time we went to the Rumble up there, I caught some kind of, I don't know. It was mid-COVID. I was like, man, I'm feel bad. I'm going to get Dave sick with whatever I've got. But I think it was just a little stomach bug, a little 72-hour thing. But
yeah, you crashed for an hour or two there.
Yeah.
Home. I don't remember. Yeah, but it might have been 7 hours. I don't know.
I fell asleep in South Dakota and woke up in South Kansas. That was a good trip. I wish I would have shot a little better. But that was a fun first round. That's the only indoor tournament I've won money at. I won $100 for getting third place in the very last flight of that tournament.
Nice.
Hey,
that's a win, though. You got some money.
I'm still waiting on gas money, Sly.
Oh, there you go. I remember. So my very first ASA, I remember going to Paris, Texas, and almost didn't go because I had a bow set up and I wasn't shooting good. I think the bow was too fast because I knew I couldn't see the spots and stuff. So I decided to shot, and I told my buddy Sean, I'm not going to go. I can't hit nothing. He like, dude, just take the green bow and aim where you think it's at. Take a yard off. So that's what I did. The other bow was too fast. I think, it wasn't. It was hitting where I was aiming. So I did that, and I went to. That's when they had it in Paris, Texas, and I don't know. I don't know how many people was in the class, but I was at home and I got a check. I said, dude, I got a check and I can't be the top 10. So I don't know how I got a check, but when's the next one? I got some money. I said, man, that was crazy.
So was that the Pro-Am?
Yeah, it's a Pro-Am when they had it in Paris. I took my daughter with me too because she said she wanted to go to Paris. I said, oh, I got you. I got you. We go to Paris, Texas. She said, this is not it.
Yeah.
This is not it.
It's not what
It'd
I
be
want.
like telling someone, we're going to go to Miami for the go up to Miami, Oklahoma.
Oh, it's Miami. Oklahoma. You said Miami.
Yeah, we don't want that. That's not. I mean, it's not bad up there. I mean, I don't know what's up there.
I've been up there because they had this. I had some friends that went to school up there.
Yeah, I've cooked there quite a bit and everything. So yeah. Well, on your trip up, normally, this time you said you sleep. So trying to give everyone just a little idea of what Sly's morning is prep going to. Do you eat breakfast? Do you drink coffee? Do you protein up? What do you do?
Well, I usually don't like to eat before I shoot. if I do eat, I don't like to eat heavy. So we was going up there. I didn't eat anything, and I didn't plan on eating anything really. But I know they was gonna have was a chili up there. They was gonna have, which I didn't eat none of that. But they stopped by the gas station, so I had like a little 5-piece chicken, or chicken nuggets, just something to put in my body. But usually I rather eat empty stomach. But people say that's not good because it make you shake. I don't know, but yeah. I don't like eating too heavy. So usually I don't eat anything.
Really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They all, like you say, I know they always have their chili, Fritos or cheese and all that, and they always offer everybody something. I think it's a cool thing, but man, there's just something about chili and standing on a line. I don't think it'd be safe for everybody. So you
don't want that. Yeah, you don't want that kind of pressure.
That's right. That's right. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, this year I think they usually do hot dogs, and you can do chili dogs or Frito chili pie, kind of pick your poison kind of thing. And I think this year I was nervous enough that I just had a regular plain hot dog. I don't even think I put ketchup, mustard, nothing on it. Just bun and dog, and that was all we needed for me. That was I was feeling the nerves, feeling the stress of the indoor line, and it's like I'm not even wearing contacts till about a week from today, going in for LASIK. So I was out there shooting at blurry targets, having a blast. I was like, hey man, I don't know whose target I just landed one in the middle of, but that's at least an 8-9 liner, if not catching 10.
Yeah. See, and since you said that, I think that. So I don't shoot. People think I like. That's why I think I shoot 3D. I have trouble shooting 3D because a lot of people look at the target. I don't look at the target. So I look at my dot. I have a big dot, and I put the dot on the target. So the target is always blurry. Mm-hmm. So I don't ever. That's why, actually when Dave and I, we shoot lead together on the same bell, and we so lazy, we don't even flip flop. We're like, hey, you shoot my target, I shoot your target.
Yeah.
But even when Dave do shoot it out, not very often, it don't bother me because I don't see it. I don't pay attention to it because my dot's so big. I just cover the 10 and half the 9, and I just fire the shot.
So you're just lining up the same amount of yellow all the way around your dot.
Correct.
Okay.
Or try to put it in the middle and I let it float. And people think it's still, but it's not really still. But having a bigger dot gives you the perception. Well, it gives me the perception of it's moving slower than it really is.
So is this a 6-power lens?
Correct.
Okay, 6-power lens. And how big a dot would you say?
I have no idea. I'm a professional cricket machine guy now, and I went on there. I made a lot of circles, and I print them all out. So it's bigger than the 60,000. I know that for sure. Probably double.
You can stand 12 foot behind him and see the dot.
Oh yeah, you can see the dot. It's big.
Yeah. My 19th fiber and everything would have to be flared out to half a football to equal that.
It's a big dot, and people ask me like, how you shoot so accurate like that? I said, man, this is what works for me. Yep. So,
And I think that's the key. It doesn't matter if you're shooting up at the memorial shoot, or if you're shooting league, or if you're just shooting in your backyard. I think you definitely got to find what works for you.
Yep.
So do you struggle with shooting a pin for 3D? Is it the fiber optic that you don't like your sight picture on, or would you shoot a pin for field, or you shoot a dot for field?
No. So back in California, when I was in California, man, we shot IBO style, and I shot dots for everything, and I never shot fat shafts. In California, I shot like back in the day, I shot VAPs for everything, every shoot, because we shot IBO, and I knew where center was, so I could find center.
Okay.
But now I don't know why, wherever dot, low right, I can't hit it. Like I just can't force myself to aim there. So. And it's crazy how people say, hey, I can see the crease of this and all that. Like I can't see nothing. And if it feels good when I have my binoculars up there, I can see everything. Then once I pull my bow back, like where did it go? So yeah.
So you'd probably be more comfortable shooting last in a group where you got 3 arrows down there, correct, 4 arrows, instead of leading one off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind leading some of them off, but those black targets, man, some of them, even with the 6-power, it's gotta. Yeah. I lose it sometime because I remember one time I shot it. I mean, I thought it was a perfect shot. Perfect shot. They said, dude, you just shot it in the butt. I said, well, that's where it belongs because that was a good shot.
There. Yeah. Side note, we've been setting up some of the new ASA ranges, laying out lanes and stuff like that, and talking about how to set a course up. And I've told them, you want to put you 5, 6, 7. If you got those black targets, they always want to space them out, 1 out of every 4. But if you're 4th in a group, you could have a really bad day leading off on a dark target every single time. I'm telling them to put them in a line, put them in a row, put 4 or 5, like Bartlesville did it last year, and it was fantastic. There was 7 black targets all in a row. So you get one, I get one, Dave gets one, 4th guy gets one, and everybody has the same amount of leading off on a dark target. Don't space them out on your range if you're setting one out there, or that's just an idea of how to do, or set them 3 in a row here and 3 in a row here and 3 in a row there. Because there's 7 or 8 of them in the official lineups that are, black target, black lines, and a dark hole. And you don't want to be that unlucky guy that gets, 4. I'm shooting 4th, and they put 1 out of every 4 as a dark target. Like, that's kind of a rough draw. So clarify.
I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool that you put my name in there like I was shooting 3D. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Well, you can only hope, right?
I know with these 3D people, they like to play defense. Like they black everything, black fletchings, black knot. And I'm the guy out there with the shiny.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. I mean, I go out there, I got the shiny knock, and I shoot it down there. It's like a beacon, like, hey, shoot here, which I don't care.
You think you'd have those lighted knocks going off?
That's pretty much.
No lighted knocks in ASA. That's against the rules.
Is it really? I don't think I ever realized that.
I'm pretty sure it's in there somewhere. I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. But you can have, those bright ones, if the sun catches a green or a red or something like that, man, it's glowing down there. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. It can be too bright. If you're running a green fiber and you got some shiny green knock, you'll be shooting off your post if that person's in the 12 ring and you're aiming at it. Because that's what led me. I used to practice all the time out at Haskell's Choctaw Archery with Sean Dyke. And man, he can shoot some 12 rings, and we both shoot at the lowers. And I was running a green pin, and Sean had a green knock, and I was shooting right after him. Man, I changed to a blue fiber so quick. I made that fiber clear and switched my Zebros over to a blue light instead of green, and we was back rocking and rolling. But for a half a day there, I was following the wrong guy, and he was hitting just about every one or every other 12 ring. And I was like, I'm either going to have to learn to shoot at the upper, because as soon as my green pin would come close, I think it was a 0.015. I think it was a .015. It might have been, I don't think it was a 19. It could have been a 10. I'm not sure, but it would disappear. It would just straight up disappear. And I was shooting off the post, and I knew, well, whenever my light goes out, that's about where the bow needs to go off at.
Yeah. But it amazes me because in indoors, I'm very competitive indoor. And then I get out there, see these same people. I'm like, I seen you shoot. Like, there's no way you hit that 12. And they be just smoking at 12. I'm like, how? Like, I'll watch you shoot, but I guess that one arrow, all you need is one good arrow. And they make it in there. I'm like, man. So
yeah, I may get close to 50 pounds if I shoot 3D. I only got to shoot one arrow at a time.
Man.
You'll see some of those groups of guys at the pro-ams that get paired together, and all 5 of them shoot uppers only. And you'll look down there, and there's 5 arrows in the upper 12. And I'm like, if you all can shoot that good, why wouldn't a couple of you, he's like, we'll cram it in. No worries. It won't kick out. I'm aiming around it. And I don't know if they're joking about that, or if they're really that precise with where they can place that arrow on there, because they'll catch a line and you'll see them all wadded up about the size of a quarter, 5 arrows in the 12. Yeah. And it's like, man, somebody shoot the lower, somebody go for it. It's wide open. There's no arrows in it. It's just out there glowing. They're like, nope, that's my game. I shoot uppers. I don't care how many arrows are in it.
I can't see that good anymore. 35 yards is at the max. Do what?
I said Neil can't either. He's blind.
I can, right? Yeah, I was gonna say since before Christmas, I haven't had contacts in. Trying to go get the LASIK done next week. So hopefully I can see. It's not a being able to see problem; it's a being able to shoot problem.
Man, but I think though, but do you feel like not being able to see clear is helping you shoot better?
Yes, 100%. It's 3D archery is the cure for all target panic. You can't tell if you're in it or you're out it. You just know, okay, that's too low, that's too high, that's too far forward, that's too far. Somewhere in the middle, boom, and the bow goes off. It forces you to trust your execution.
I mean, but how about indoor though? Like you're not seeing clear, it's helping you shoot better.
Ish, maybe.
So you get some glasses that had a lot of scratches and stuff on it. So it'll be all blurry, so you can't see that.
Fog them up.
Exactly.
Spray some water on them, something like that.
Never clean your scope lens and let it just stay with all the target dust on it.
Yeah. Hey, that's how mine is. I never clean it. And I looked at it one time like, oh, this is bad. But as long as I can see my dot, because I'm looking at my dot, so I can see my dot. It's clear. So I don't need no verifier all that because I'm looking at my dot. But because I know we talked about how people perceive things, and people say, "Well, I stare at the X." I said, "Well, I disagree with that because if I have a big dot and I'm staring at the X, that means my dot is not on the X." Or
lollipopping it, and that's how I've had to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people say they stare at it. So I wonder if you put a pin, if you have two. I guess if you got a 10,000 pins, yes, you probably can stare at the X because you probably can look through it. But if you got a 19,000 or even a whatever 29, is bigger, you're pretty much covering the X. So if you're seeing the X, your dot is over here, the X is here. So you're not lined up. So I hear people say that, so I disagree with that. But hey, I'm not a pro. I just shoot indoors.
Nah,
see that comes
year before you're a pro.
I tried that circle on the lens before too, and I tell you what, that circle out there in that lens, I couldn't see through it to see past it. So I ended up using the ring as my dot, and I've never really looked through the middle of it. I couldn't see through the middle of that thing. Yeah.
So I was in Vegas. There was I think what you just said. He used a ring of his housing and lined it. I don't know. I think he lined up the blue around his ring, and he had no reticle, no dot, no circle, no nothing. And I said, "How do you shoot it?" He said, "I just look at my I stare at the X and line everything up. I just stare at the X, and he fires it." And he had to be pretty. I didn't shoot too good in Vegas though, but he was right next to me. We was in the big people hall, the championship hall. So he shot well.
I shot a no dot for
2 years,
couple years.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just looking at that's crazy.
Yes, that's right. Just looking down range.
I think you'd to be able to do that, you would probably need a really long arm, long draw length, scope pushed way out, and a heavy mag, because you were shooting an 8X, right? 8 power 7 or 8?
Probably it was a 7 or an 8, but more than likely it was just my 7, in all honesty. Yeah.
But your 7 at 33 inches is probably an 8 to an 8.5 on anybody else. Like I could shoot yours and it would be a 6 power, and you could shoot it and it could be closer to a 9 power. Fair
enough.
So you saying the closer it is, the more power?
No, the farther away it is, the more power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've had 3D bows that I've just not gotten along with before. I'm like, man, I'm just that nervous. Can I just not aim good? And I pushed the scope way in, and it held still all of a sudden. So the closer your scope is, the less movement you're going to see, but also the less magnification you're going to get. So I was running a 6 pushed way in, and it worked pretty good for me 2 or 3 years back. And eventually I was like, man, I can't see as good. So I had to go to a smaller peep sight aperture, and it cleared it up quite a bit. But pushing that scope in a couple inches, you will lose pretty significant amount of magnification.
Yeah.
So I used to run mine all the way out, and I brought it in just a little bit because we went to Vegas this year. I seen a lot of posts saying it was dark. I said, man, there's no way. And I get there, pull my bow back, and panic. So I had to go to a bigger aperture and pull my bow, my sight in just to match the housing. Yeah. And I left it like that ever since. So now I know where to go back to, so when I go back, I should be able to see now instead of trying to fight it.
Yeah. Let's bring up real quick. See everybody up in the upper corner. We got a paid sponsor. He's
every week when we say thanks for supporting the podcast, we're talking about Sly. So this is the guy. If you've ever shot indoor, you've probably had your money taken by him. And he turns around and hands that to us. Isn't that nice of him? Doesn't that make you all just appreciate everything that we're doing here so much more? We love, the biggest compliment people can give me is, man, I heard about that event on the podcast, and then I'm standing there at the event and they're there. It's like, we just want you to come shoot your bow, whether or not it's your style of archery. Like, I'm going up with no contacts this weekend to the Shot 3D Indoor Classic. I'm gonna shoot unknown distances with no lens correction in, and I'm sorry to whoever's in charge of repainting the walls at the Cox Convention Center, formerly known as the Cox Convention Center. But I'm taking that hunting bow back behind me there, and big peep pins, unknown distance. Man, it's going to be a blast. If anybody out there doesn't have plans this weekend, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just got off the phone with Jeremy and Brian. They're on their way to ATA for 2 days, and then they're going to book it back Thursday night from Indianapolis and be up at the Cox Center Friday morning. So those guys are driving all over the country trying to put on archery events for you guys, and we hope we see a whole bunch of you out there. And then just real quick while I'm on my soapbox, next weekend, don't forget, in Paris, Texas, you've got the Indoor 3D. It took a 1-year hiatus. It's now back. You can find the pre-registration for that on the Oklahoma ASA page. Look for the post from Tara Timmerman. You can find it on Texas ASA as well. So shout out to Brad and Tara. They're bringing the indoor back to Paris. That's always a good first test of your, get your 3D dialed in now. The weather's not bad yet. I think it's going to get bad tonight. But we've had good weather. So go check your site marks and come on out this weekend, next weekend. We want you to shoot some indoor 3D.
Is that
and the Tulsa one is, yes. The Paris is all known distance because it's on a practice football field. So the yardage is marked on for like football.
Gotcha. So if it's indoor and I think that 60 yards is probably not it.
No, the shot one is like a 45 yard max. It's not a huge hallway.
And that one bounces back and forth from paper target to 3D.
Yep.
So you have a spot target out there, unknown spot target, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, unknown spot target and then unknown foam target. They're all mixed in together.
What was crazy though, like, so unknown, like, so 30 yards inside and 30 yards outside looks totally different.
Totally different.
Because I used to, when I was in California, I used to shoot a lot of unknown 3D, believe it or not. But I bought a lot of arrows. So, but then we got to a point where, like, hey man, let's just do known. Like, I said, let's do that, because every time I went to a 3D tournament, I walked off that course with the biggest headache, and then I did not have fun.
I'll be right back.
Dave's got a truck to unload. So judging yardage, and I guess when you say 3D in California, do you mean the orange dot with the skinny arrow?
No, so in San Diego we shot IBO, so it was not the orange dots. It was just a target, but we counted the center as 10. Center 10. So.
Center 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So unknown distance, IBO style. What about no 11s?
No, we just kind of missed 10s.
Okay.
And then but for the tiebreaker, we did X's for the tiebreakers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, I enjoyed it, but but once we got to so we decided to say, all right, we're gonna go known distance and no mulligans. And then I said, well, that's not fair because there are other people shooting mulligans. And then the guy said, hey, well, who invented mulligans? He said, probably a guy who sucked. But I think that's a golf terminology, ain't it? Mulligan?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, a guy by the name of Jim Mulligan.
Really?
I know.
Hey, I'm gullible now. I'll believe that.
It's fun. I'm sure it helps reduce the amount of stress at full draw, knowing you can always get a do-over, because there's very few situations in life where you get a free do-over. Yeah. It's kind of pick your poison and roll with it a lot of times. But that's good. We've done that at our team shoots, and for the ASA, we have $5 mulligans. So it's like, man, I was so close to having a high score. Here's $5. Now me and my partner can both reshoot one. That helps them strategize when you're trying to shoot at those 14s that are a high risk, high reward thing. So a couple of Brendan to do those at when he had his 3D range. He would you prepay for mulligans. So you don't get them in the moment. You can buy up to 4. So you give an extra $20 when you start. And then, over those 20 courses, 20 targets in the course, you have 4 mulligans in the bank. It's like, well, that's a close one. I better try to shoot a 12. So those, it's kind of fun. It adds a little bit of strategy to the round. It's not for everybody. It's not a real common thing, but it does kind of change the way you want to aim at some 3D targets.
Well, I want to put this out there because we went to one. I forgot what 3D target, what range it was, but Jack Shaw, he says, "Hey man, for the shoot down, you want to be my partner?" I said, "Okay, let's do that." I said, "I'm honored that you asked me to be a partner." And that day, I think me and his dad Travis were and then another guy. We was trying to fight who's going to shoot the lowest score. Because mine went downhill because some of the people who was hosting the shoot, they came and talked to us. So it threw me off my process. My process was go out there, range it, down my bow in, put it down. But I started talking. And I didn't do none of that. And I went up there, so I shot a 40-yard target for 20 yards. It didn't hit it. So I said, okay, well now I'm down 10 points. I was down 25 points that shoot. And then Jack said, "You know what? I don't want you to be my partner." I said, that's hurtful. And then so some guy didn't have a partner. I didn't know who he was.
Kelly Dorr from Missouri.
That dude was a shooter, and I didn't know. And he thought I was trying to pawn him off because I didn't want to shoot with him. But man, I said I'm going for all the 14s.
Yeah.
And I went for we went for him and we kicked Jack's butt. And I said, that money. And I said, "Take that, Jack." Yeah.
Kelly shoots unknown, and he's in the I think he's in the corner of Missouri. So he'll show up to all the eastern. He'll even show up to Trosper on a lot of these shoots. He'll drive quite a ways, but he's an unknown shooter. So when you're shooting unknown, your scores are up and down, up and down. We get in the team shoot, and it's all known distance, and he's teeing off on 12s and 14s like he's paid to do it. And I'm like, dadgum, I should have. I think I got stuck. I don't remember who I was. I think I got to shoot that one, but I don't remember who my partner was. I think it was one of the kids.
See, but now the kids though, that's a good strategy too because they get to move up.
Yeah,
they get to move forward, and some of the kids are pretty good.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to our team shoot this year. It's going to change just a little bit from last year. Last year was a $10 entry. We're going to take it up to $15. But for the extra money, you can also warm up on foam instead of the bags. So that's going to be big for a lot of these 3D shooters that don't think that your pin hits the same on foam as it does bag target for warming up in the morning. So for extra $5, you're going to be able to shoot them in the morning as well. And then we're not doing cash paybacks. We're going to be each weekend, we're going to give away one target. So your winning team Saturday, you're like me and Sly are partnered up Saturday. We're each going to have to shoot against each other, one arrow closest to center. And I'm going to micrometer that closest arrow. And then Sunday's winning team is going to shoot the same target at the same distance. And if it's a kid, it's going to be their max distance. If you're a K45, it's your max. So whatever your class you're shooting in, it's going to be pretty much max. We're going to micrometer that closest arrow. And out of those 4 people, whoever's the closest is taking a target home 20 weekends. And I think I counted them up. I think out of a 20 target range, if there's like a double on that weekend, we'll pick one range or another to do it at. But no more cash payouts, but you're going to win some targets. And then the 3 guys that don't win, I think we're going to give them 10 raffle tickets for our state bow giveaways, and then a free $5 mulligan coupon to redeem for one free mulligan next time you do the team shoot. So it's going to be a little different. The money's going up, but it's going towards our buckle fund. We're going to be using that money to buy buckles at the end of the year. And, we had some sponsors chip in and bought a whole range, and we're going to give them all out to you all. So pick your partner, but pick your partner carefully because you're going to have to shoot against them at the end of this. So you get all these guys that might be two pretty good shooters that are slick. Well, your friend becomes your enemy at the end of it. So, think about partnering up with a kid that shoots a max 20 or 25 yard class, and they're going to get a chance to tee off on that target to take it home. That's kind of what you want. So a lot of pressure, a lot of fun. We're going to get it on film, hopefully get some pictures, and I think it's going to be good. I'm excited about being able to offer it before the qualifier starts, so you can warm up on the foam. Just disclaimer to anybody. The only thing I'm fearful about is being rude. Like, hey, you can't shoot those unless you're entered into the team shoot. And if you just want to pay and not shoot the team shoot, that's fine, you know. But I'm super worried about being out there at 8 a.m. being like, excuse me, sir, you can't shoot those unless you pay extra money. I don't want it to come off. I don't want it to come off
on it.
Yeah,
sign on it.
I don't want it to come off rude or anything like that. But just disclaimer, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I don't want it to seem like we're nickel and diming you to death, but you know, we've got to pay for those buckles for everybody. At the not you. You don't get
hang a sign on it and says Sly says.
Oh, you told me I had a 10% chance of making shooter of the year.
Yeah.
So there's a chance.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm still waiting for that gray-haired old silver-haired old man that can't see class to come in.
It's called Senior Legends, 30-yard max for 75 and up. They just made it.
Now, I'm not quite 75.
Well, I mean, you just got to show up for 15 years, and then you can shoot it.
I've done showed up for 15 years.
You got to earn your way into it. All right.
Hey, what? 7 years, I'm going pro
In the senior class.
Wait a
minute. Whoa.
I'm in there.
Well, let's go this year right now. Let's talk about Vegas. What class are you going to shoot?
I'm shooting flights. Flights.
Oh man.
Man, so I mean, and that's the thing, because I think we was talking about this the other day. Like, you know, I'm back new, so I quit for quite a while. I quit for about 3 or 4 years, somewhere around there. I quit, and that my mental, because like y'all don't understand. Like, I practice so much, and once I started shooting, like so I did shoot on the pro side in Vegas, but you practice so much. And I got so frustrated because what happened, I practice every day. Like, at the lead night, after last night, I shot a 326, but I had trouble getting my release to go off. So guess what I do? I go home and I shoot more arrows. I go home, kiss my wife, let her know I'm home, and then I go shoot arrows. Because if I don't do that, I'd be in trouble. So, but I do this every day throughout indoor season. And you get so tied up, you put so much time in there. And I get to that line, and I missed the very first shot. Doing a practice, you'll think it's one arrow in each target, but it was two, because 2 practice ends. And that very first shot, I pulled that bow back. I remember this like it was yesterday. I pulled that bow back, and I said, man, I'm not nervous. Shot goes off, 9. I was like, well, that's it. You know, so it was very stressful, but I told myself this time around, I want to come back and have a little more fun and not be so, tied into. I'm tied in. I'm locked down and doing it, man. But I need to have more fun than making it my whole life.
Yeah.
So,
how many blank bales do you do a day?
Man, I really don't count it, because I have a little man cave now, and I have so throughout the commercials, or sometimes I just go in there and listen to music and shoot. So at least over 50 a night. That's after shooting all day. Like yesterday,
you were there at noon.
Yeah, don't tell my wife this, but I was there at noon all the way till we didn't leave till like 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So I shot a lot of arrows, and I'm there every day. And if you ask people, like, man, like, you always here? Yeah, I don't leave. I have a cot in the back. That's where I sleep. So. But I'm there every indoor season. If you trying to find me, you wonder where I'm at, I'm shooting my bow.
So let's tell everyone this story about your arrow going through the bag and hitting the wall.
Well, it didn't actually go through the bag.
That's right.
You talking about at the house or at the
at the house?
Oh, that one. Okay, so yeah, it didn't go through the bag, and I had a misfire. So I had a misfire. So, man, every now and then, like, when I draw my bow back, I try to keep my hand in the same position, and I had too much pressure on it, and it misfired, hit the wall. And I mean, when that happened, I was like, my wife was home at the time. I said, she's coming in here. She's coming. And I waited. She never came in there. I said, oh, okay. So, and something happened. So I put a target over it to cover it up. And
I thought you put the schedule over it. It was an ASA schedule.
Yeah, I put the ASA schedule on the other one. And so, but I had one exposed, and she said, hey, what is this? I said, I have no idea. And the arrows I was shooting, it was the 23s, but I did it. And so she grabbed my arrow. I said, see, it don't fit. I don't know where it came from. And so she's seen the bucket of arrows and she picks it. She picks it up and she finds out what goes in there. I said, huh, I don't know where that came from. And so, but if she would have moved the target off the schedule, off the other one, she would have seen another one. So I'm not perfect. And I did one last night. You know, it went off and I said, man, I wish my shots would break like that every time.
Yeah.
But it don't.
They say first before, and it all of a sudden you're just not pulling, you're not pushing, you're not squeezing, and we're gonna stay at full draw until something happens.
Oh, I was that statue last night.
Well, man, so my thing the way I tell the younger kids is too, but like sometimes, you know, when you shoot your shot, you don't care, you're just practicing. It's not for score. But if you miss, it's a miss. But now when you start shooting for score, that's when your shot process can come, you know, all that blank bell that I do, that's where that comes into play. So I try to feel what I did, you know, when I blank bell. But sometimes that don't work. But I could sit there and hold, and my brother said this to me last night. He's like, I wish I could do what you do. Because I would put my dot in the middle and I would sit there and I'm just building pressure. So I'm moving. You think I'm still, but I'm not. I'm building back pressure to get that bow to go off. So when it breaks, I mean, y'all don't understand how much of a relief that's like, you know, winning $1 million, you know, because it's just a relief that it went off.
Yeah.
So, but as long as you sit there and because you know when the shot breaks. If the shot is doing this, okay, there's no way it's gonna hit the middle. But if it's sitting there doing this, if you just wait and just keep building pressure, it'll go off. And when it go off, it feel like crap sometimes, but it goes in the middle.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. What was it? The last end for me, the second shot. That's when I went ice skating across the floor with one. Ching, 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 ching.
I was telling somebody that. I think I was telling that to Mackie last night, talking about maintaining pressure. And the way I explain it to people is aim and execute are married to each other. And they don't get along, and only one of them's allowed to have fun at one time. So if you're aiming real good, you're not focusing on executing. And once you get that pin where it needs to be, all you're wanting to focus on is just squeeze, pull, whatever you're doing on that backhand to activate. Sly told me once he was relaxing into it, relax while pulling. So it's hard to say relax at the same time as you're building pressure, but your hand is relaxing as you're pulling, and it'll manipulate that hinge to make that shot go off. Everybody else out there is just like roll it, go. So there's so many different ways that you can activate your shot. But if you're focused on it's in the middle, okay, it's low, okay, it's off to the side. If you're focused here, you're not focused on this back here. So once I get it in the middle, I'm kind of done worrying about whether it's in the yellow. It's just focus on squeeze, maintain, break. And it's all about the follow through. So you can't focus on both of these things at once. You got to find a way to make the married couple get along, you know, and that's just a kind of a sideways analogy of saying you can't concentrate so hard on both things at once. You got to have to.
You took the eyesight out of it last night, so that helps.
Yeah, it's all blurry down there, man. I'm just glad it's on my target. Like I was shooting next to Jack. He was like, "Good shot." And I was like, "Was that in my target?" He goes, "Yeah, that was." He had his bind heads up here doing this with it.
So you know, sometimes when you were doing the hinge, I know we always talk about consistency, doing the same thing over and over again. But sometimes the stuff you've been practicing, it don't work. So I think I talked to you, Dave. Like I think you have to have multiple ways of executing that shot on a given day because sometimes what you've been practicing it won't work. And I get it because sometimes you know I build pressure. Sometimes I build pressure at preload. I do a lot of different things there for that shot to go off, especially when you're scared. Because but I try to keep that pressure in there to make sure I'm not, collapsing. Because I don't have any valley in my bow when I shoot, so I have to keep pulling. I have to have if I let loose, it'll go. I think Neil shot my bow one time. He said, "This is not normal."
You have, or do your draw stops and draw pegs match the same, or are you rotating are you long pegging it?
Is that what it's called? I'm like advanced. So
yeah, so your mods are one spot shorter than your stops are. So
correct.
You have less valley.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they give you less valley and more weight.
Yeah. And so you did that a couple times up at the Arrow shop, and you'd advanced it 2 holes.
Oh yeah,
3. Was it 2 or 3?
It was 2.
Okay, it was 2. So you went, and Miles looked at you like, man, that's gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, even for me, I'm like, this is crazy. I said, no, I'll put it back. But usually I do mainly about 1, and that gives you about like 19 pounds holding weight. Around 19, 20-ish, I think it is. Which I mean, but if you always, because once I pull my bow back, I transfer all that weight to my back. So I don't feel that weight. I know some people who, if you shoot a static shot, like I know who I will let shoot my bow. If you shoot a static shot, I won't let you shoot my bow because you'll collapse. If you try to relax, it's going. And plus, I don't know how people don't shoot with a finger sling. I would throw my bow. Yeah. If I didn't have a finger sling, I don't know how to catch that. Mm-hmm. So, but that's
a good way to trash a cam on the concrete floor.
Yeah, ask Antoine.
Yeah.
So
how much weight are you running on your bow? Let's get back into your setup. On your actual bow, you've got what, 20, 30 ounces on the front?
No, not that much. Man, so I play with a lot of different weights. So I tell people, like, you have to try different things to know how it's going to work in the competition. So I ran heavyweight up front, V-bar. I went back and forth a couple times. So now I settle on now Lancaster, 3 weeks away? I think it is, Dave. 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So now I settled on the weight. So I found a form issue on my own why I needed V-bar. So I figured that out. So now I'm running 19 up front and 14 on the back. So I like to have more weight on the front to help me get my shot to go off. I know some people think, I know it's weird because some people run, what is that, ratio 1-3? That's just I don't do all that. I do what holds my. I do what I need to do to get my bow to hold steady for me. So
that's fair.
Yeah, our weights are a little off. I'm 15 on the front and 14 on the back, but I don't get the X count you do.
You know what's crazy though? Like, so I shoot such a big dot. Like I consider myself a Vegas shooter, and when I say Vegas shooter, I don't care about the X. Now for Lancaster, yes, you need it, but with a 27, if you shoot a good shot, it is harder to miss that X than not. So you shoot a good shot, it's going to go there. But I have shot and that's another thing about that. Tom Thomas? Mm-hmm. I shot, dude. I did the scariest thing in my life, but I scored the best ever. That's the best competition score, even in my prime, I think, in a tournament, because I shot 34 out of 36 X's.
Yeah.
If I would have cleaned the 36 X's and not ever shot a 30X, that would have been messed up. I have never shot a 30X.
Well, you did up there, obviously.
Well, it needed to be 30 X's in a row. So it wasn't that. So
what end did you drop an X in?
Man, on which one? The Tom?
Tom, yeah.
Man, there was both on the bottom, and I think it's like the 3rd and 6th ends, because since there's 12 ends, it's like the 3rd and 6th. But once I shot up the top bell, man, that thing, I knew it was gonna go. Like it was flowing then. Like now I was talking, having fun instead of sweating. But if I had an extra 30 seconds, Tulsa, I would have been good. I'm just saying.
We were trying to coach one of the kids last night, and I want you to talk about, like, not only the mental side of your shot process, but stress management, nerves management. I don't think nerves exist in archery. I think everybody has mischaracterized it. You're not nervous. Like, if you shoot 3 X's and then you shoot 3 X's, your 2 ends clean. And then the 3rd and 4th, you start overthinking it. I think it's excitement. Mm-hmm. I think you're excited to shoot your bow. You're excited to shoot your bow well because they're breaking in the middle and they're going there and you're catching the X's and you're shooting the score you want. Everybody thinks that you get nervous. And I don't really understand the thinking behind that, because you just hit the middle, 6, 9, 12 times in a row. And all of a sudden you're off to the races and you're doing it, and you start overthinking it and getting a little shaky and leaking pressure and being hesitant on your execution. Everybody wants to call it nerves, but I think it's just excitement. I think it's like, man, I'm doing good. They're breaking good. They're going in the middle. My form's good. My follow through's good. And that's exciting. And then all of a sudden it's like your bow gets heavy. You can't pull. Like, what are you telling yourself when you're shooting a good game, shooting a clean game? Like, what's the Sly's mental process to manage that?
So that's what I was telling little Jack Shaw yesterday. Is, yes, I mean, sometimes when you do get excited, it is hard to you get like a statue. You can't move, but you have to keep moving. Especially he shoot a thumb button, but I think I shoot a hinge. So what I do if I can't get nothing to move, like I said, I put the dot in the middle. I just stare at it until I can get him. And then keep adding back tension. But sometimes, I don't worry about too much of the target. I'm worrying about what's going on with me behind the line, because if I'm not moving, that shot would never go off.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes either I'm thinking about, I think about different things sometimes, either what my hand's doing, because my hand has to move for the shot to go off, or I think about follow through. Like, what do I need to do to get that follow through I need? So when it breaks, my hand needs to go here. And so what do I need to do to get to that position? And I got that from I was at Full Draw, and we got one of these good coaches named Tom here, great coach, and he wasn't coaching me, but he was talking to somebody else and said, "Hey, good follow through." And when I heard it like eavesdropping, I said, "That's a good tip." So I'm sitting there at Full Draw. What do I need to feel when I follow through? And it broke. I said, that's what I'm gonna think about. What do I need to do to get a good follow through?
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you're too focused on, I tell my wife this all the time. She says I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. But
this is just us guys talking. No, she'll never hear it.
Okay, I hope not. Don't tell her though. But it is impossible to think of two things at one time. Do y'all agree? Is that possible?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
So she gets mad at me because if I'm texting, she be talking to me. I can't text and listen to her. It's impossible. You can't do that. And she says, yes, you can. So when I'm at Full Draw, I can see my dot, but I'm really focused on what I'm feeling. Because if you're not moving, the shot would never go off. So I need to find out what I'm doing to get that shot to go off. That's what I do when I get under pressure. But I'm still working on the mental thing side of it, because I mean, Neil calls it excitement, man, but I don't know, man. I guess when you shaking, it's hard. It's hard to hold it in the middle.
Yeah.
Then that study that subconscious shooting and all that stuff there, man, they will tell you your mind can only do one thing at a time, but your subconscious mind can do millions of things at a time.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And so you have to take parts of your shot to the subconscious, but override and think of things, but you don't want to be thinking of what will cause the bad issues. And that is what you're doing. You're making your mind think of this instead of the aim.
Correct.
And that's what they all talk about. So yeah,
Joel Turner talking about open loop versus closed loop. You don't want to go open loop because your subconscious is going to kind of do some screwy things. And if I can get it to float anywhere towards the middle, I'm just thinking about touching that release to right here on that good follow through on a nice, because if you punch it right here and your hand doesn't go anywhere, you weren't really surprised. You were ready for it to go off.
But shooting a button, I can't shoot a button surprised. It to me, I cannot do it. And I basically have three sentences that I say and everything. And one of them, and the first one is I got to touch the button. I got to touch my trigger. I apply just a slight pressure out front. And then what I do is I touch my shoulder. That's my third and last thing is I touch my shoulder. That's my three things and that's my process on that. On the back tension or the hinge, I don't have a system yet. I don't know what it is, but my mind's got to find something to do. And last night, my struggles were making it move. I could not make it move. I stood there and man, I could hold it still. I could hold it in the middle, but I couldn't make it move. Couldn't make it do nothing. So I'm working on that today. Both y'all know what I've been playing with a little bit already, but yeah, I'm trying to make a move.
Yeah, but with that hinge though, like you have to make it work for you, and but if it's too hot, and you're scared of it, it's gonna be hard to get used to it. So I even tell my brother, don't make it too hot. Sometimes if it's colder, you have to work for it. But I'd rather work for it than have a misfire when you're nervous. Because if you're shaking and it's on the edge already, it's going.
Yeah.
And that's another battle that I fought last year is I had a click in it. And at home I could shoot that click all day. But when I got the Lancaster, now I'm going to get somebody I don't know. I know he's good because he's here next to me. And now it clicked. I'm like, I couldn't get to go off. But one of the flaw things I think I talked to you, Dave, about it was,
yep.
I try to, when I pull that bow back, I try to keep my hand in the same position because, some people, when they scared of a hinge, you see them pull it back like one finger and they like all the way off of it. So it's inconsistent to try to get that same even pressure if you're too far off of it. Because like what I was doing at first, I was pulling my bow back and resetting my hand on it. I'll relax it, but I think that's inconsistent, because it's inconsistent. But if you keep your hands, where it needs, like where it's not moving, I think you have a better chance of getting it to go off. And that's what I've been working on with the blank bell. And then hopefully the subconscious of me blank belting, I could think of that when I'm trying to shoot that shot to go off. So all those hundreds of shots I shoot at blank bell, hopefully that transfers to my execution when I shoot when I'm scared. I'm trying to get more excited to get to go off.
He's excited.
Excited.
Yeah.
But hey, when it breaks, I mean, it's a good feeling. Like that's like when you're sitting there trying to get it to go off, and when it finally breaks and it goes in the middle, that's a good feeling. Now like, yep, now I got two more.
That was the first one.
Yeah, exactly. But I tell you what, don't ever let down twice in one end. Especially when Tulsa takes away the 30 seconds. I'm gonna keep telling them that.
Yeah. How many did I have last night? I bet 4 or 5 there. I was down to 3 seconds before I just gotta go, boys.
I counted a few for you.
Yeah.
Man, what was easy though, because that league night last night, they didn't have the clock, but all of a sudden, before the first going in, they had the clock,
I think that was a setup by Tom.
I think it was.
Just to lull you into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden.
Hey, and I was using all that clock during practice. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, no, because there was no clock, and then all of a sudden, first going in, and all of a sudden the clock is here. Like, but I think that's another thing you need to do too is when you practice, you need to put yourself under that clock because now you need to know. I do that every now and then. I'll put my phone with a timer. So I'm shooting under a clock. So I have a shot time. Shot timing is very important. So you need to know your shot timing. And so when to let down, because, once you pass that shot time, you need to let down and reset. So
when's your next shoot? Where are you going?
Man, I don't want to talk trash about Oklahoma, man. We've been kind of slacking on this indoor stuff. But what's been keeping me afloat, though, is going to Okieland shooting these jackpots. I can win some money and practice shooting off. So that's been it's getting now. We've been doing it so long now with the jackpots. It's starting to get numb. Be sitting next to somebody and shooting off. There's still a little bit of nerves there, but it's getting numb. So I hope that go over to Lancaster where I'm used to shooting off against somebody because we got some great shooters out here, man. Like we got Kyle, we got Jack Simmons.
Jack Shaw.
I told Jack he gets frustrated that he dropped one every now and then. So we did some tune on this bow because he always dropped low, and so we did a tune on his bow yesterday. I said shoot it for a while and see what happens. But I said, man, if you keep doing what you're doing, by next year, dude, you'll be beating me. And I told his dad, I said, man, I said, I'm sorry, man. Once he beats me and I can't beat him no more, I said, we're gonna have to at least fight one time. And I'm sorry. And so his dad know I'm gonna kick his butt. If I can't kick his butt on the indoor range, we're going. I know I'm way older than him and stronger. That's the only way I can win.
Dude, he's 16 years old. Give him a break.
No, I think he's 15.
Yeah, he's a freshman in high school.
He's 15.
Yeah.
He's still his dad on the range to escort him because I think he's. I don't know. Is that a rule?
Have personal security. I told him, I was like, "You're not shooting K45 this year." He goes, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "I don't want to see you in that. I don't want to see you in that group. I'll take you up target 13. I'm gonna shave your head.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna shave a mullet on you or something. There's the only way we can stop him because there's no nerve. He don't move at full draw. He's just, I mean, it doesn't matter button hinge. He can lay him in the middle. So I don't remember. He was probably 10 or 20 episodes back after the 900. Do we have him on after the 900 round? I think it was after the state 900.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's been all the way back in September now. Man, that's a while.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a tough loss when I lose against him, but if I have to fight a kid, I'm sorry. You heard it.
Any dog on any day, man. And it's a great jackpot because you get people like Chad Hilber and Lawson Dead will show up every once in a while when he's down from school. And if you're not shooting a 300 with a high X count, you're not going to be in the top 5 for the shoot off. Period. I mean, you might sneak in with a 299 every once in a while, but
not very often.
It's 300 or bust to get into the top 5.
Jack said me one time, man. I mean, he was mad. He shot a 300 with 19, and he like, I didn't make it. I said, man. I mean, he was mad. I said, man. I mean, sometimes you need like, if you shoot less than 23, you probably won't make it because there's only with the top 4 and a lucky dog. Is it 3 and a lucky dog?
5 and a lucky dog.
Yeah, so
I keep getting drawn on the lucky dog.
Hey, Neil made it a couple times, on the lucky dog. But he kicks my butt on that 3D. Like I can't touch him. That 3D, I cannot touch him.
It's easy to hit a spot when you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there. How do you know what you're aiming at? Well, that's too low and that's too high. And, your left and right's usually pretty easy as long as you're not peeking around the bow. Get that bow out of the way so I can see that arrow.
Man, there's one man I'm so scared of. What is it? The bedded buck.
Mm-hmm.
Like that bedded. Dave don't know nothing about it.
Oh, bull feathers, man! That bedded buck.
They brought that back from years back. Yeah. They call it the dreaded bedded. Is what everybody hates it.
Like if you try to shoot you like it's either gonna be a 12 or a 5. Hey, but you said a long time. Dave showed me some pictures back in the day when he shot Hoyt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he come up with these socks, the shoes and the
short shorts,
the ankle socks, 5-inch inseams. I mean,
oh yeah.
Oh, I was like, man, can those shorts get any shorter? I mean, he like a
white polo, white shorts that match. Looks like a tennis player out there.
Yeah, you better go play tennis or go out there, drink some wine with the pinky out.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you why you wear the short shorts for. It's to catch the ticks before they get you.
Oh
yeah, if they get under your jeans, you're hosed. You got to pick them things off you while you can still see them. You got all that. You got 3 foot of leg before they get to your waistline there.
You can see them coming up.
Yep.
That's high top socks.
Yep.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, the higher, it's short shorts but high socks, and you spray them socks down with DEET or permethrin or something. So you got a good foot of poison sock before if they get to your knee and up above your knee, you can start picking them off before they get you.
Well, what if you wear some elastic?
They'll get underneath.
They still get underneath?
Yeah, they get underneath it. There's nothing tighter than the belt on my jeans right now, and I've still found ticks inside that thing.
Get some of those MC Hammer pants and tie them tight. Well, you bloused your pants before, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're a Navy man.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, you wore some tight pants. He said they still get under there, so I guess that's not gonna work.
No, skinny jeans is not what you want shooting 3D, despite what Josh Jacobson thinks.
I mean, you might get laughed at though, like. I mean, it'll look funny though. Yeah. I mean,
it don't matter how cool you look as long as you win. It don't matter.
There you go. That'd be a sight to see though. I mean,
no, wait a minute, no.
Hey, I'm letting you know now. This year in ASA, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do pictures this year. But we're gonna try to get some good pictures, and I'm gonna try to do some videos. So some behind, mic'd up and stuff. That's gonna be kind of cool. So I'm I want to try to play with some video this year. So I know Neil said they're going to have some other guys out there doing it as well. So
yeah, we're gonna have a couple film crews following people around, do like a on the range with Oklahoma ASA kind of thing. And some of it'll just be to, we want to give back to people. We want you to get some good, like if you can't be there to watch your kids shoot, we want to give you some pictures, send them to, grandma, grandpa for, in the Christmas card, stuff like that. But the other half of it is there's so many new people that are calling me this month that have never shot tournament archery of any kind. They're like, hey, I saw your post, or I saw your website. I want to get my kid in the end. We want to come out and shoot. So I want some of these videos to kind of be informational, educational a little bit, because it's really hard being that new guy that's never done it. So we're just going to do real basic stuff like, okay, there's a group of 4, everybody ranges it one at a time, step back off the stake, and then we shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the first guy goes to 2, and so it just to kind of help people get into the flow of how we do it, because I think that's a big barrier to people coming out. Nobody likes to be bad at anything. It's uncomfortable to be the new guy, and where do I stand? What do I do? Why do I need, like, they'll just get up there and range it at the same time, and they want to stand there. It's like, well, you kind of got to let everybody get a range from the stake and step back off. Just little stuff like that it's going to make it so much more comfortable for new to 3D people to participate in. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool. Well, guys, we've went a good little bit. We're about maxed out. I know I got some orders to get filled. So, Sly, go through and tell everyone your sponsors you got this year.
This year I'll have Darton, and then everything that's associated with Darton. Also, I shoot a good buddy of mine's, Heath Friends, Big Daddy Bowstrings. I've been lucky this my whole archery career, where the person who makes my bowstrings, I know him. And so, and I feel comfortable. Like if I need something from Heath with Big Daddy Bowstrings, I could call him and say, "Hey, this is what I need." And man, these are some of the best strings I've shot. So I'm happy with it. So, and I think that's a big part of your archery. Because if you have no strings, you ain't shooting a bow. So, but other than that, I just have Darton and Big Daddy. So
Darton, Black Eagle,
Conquest
bars, yeah.
And then I shoot for locally. I shoot for Okieland Bowhunters out here in Norman.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, Sly. Thanks a lot for coming on. I know you were a little nervous, and I had to ask you an ice cream question. So we're going to leave with one other question.
All right.
On your hamburgers, are you a mustard or mayonnaise guy?
Man, I like both. I know is that weird? No. Like having both on there, because man, I could do all of them. I could do all of them. That's probably why you see the belly. So if you ever see my belly on the line, that's because they caught me on the exhale. So you need to work better on catch me on the inhale. So I could eat. I like eating. So.
Well, all right, man. We appreciate it.
All
Everybody listen up. Go look up Neil's the Oklahoma ASA schedule. It's changing nonstop. We'll have to get on here in the next week or so and do an ATA recap and see what everybody new has come out with.
I'm excited about it. We got a whole bunch of new gear coming out this year. And one thing about tournament archers and target archers, we're all gearheads. We want to buy it. We want to touch it. We want to put it on our bow. We want to play with it. And as soon as we miss an arrow, by God, we want it gone. I want it off my bow now. So, and that's biggest thing with tournament archery. Hang out at the shop. If you don't have the right equipment, somebody there is selling a used scope, bar, sight, release, AccuSystem SOS, Hamsky Peep, you name it. They've got stabilizer weights and everything else you need. And if not, just spending time in a pro shop, spend a little bit of money there. They appreciate it with all the shields coming in. We got to support our local pro shops, and it's really guys like Sly and Dan Gaston and Heath Franz and people that hang out. They want to help you. They want you to have fun shooting your bow, and don't be afraid to go talk to them. There's a young man at Okieland bought his bow 3 days ago, and we sat there and shot for 2 hours and helped him sight in and told him about the ASA. And man, he was hammering by the end of that day. And he's like, I've only had a bow for 3 days. So don't be scared to talk to somebody at your local pro shops.
All right. Well, cool. I appreciate it. Guys, we'll see y'all down the range.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
You bet. Bye, guys.